God accepts. He said, the sacrifice that he accepts, the one that he has delight in, is not in basically the one that we come to offer. Or we come and say, oh, Thanksgiving, I am bringing I'm bringing $1 million to thank God. I am bringing a cow to thank God. I am bringing this and this. That was it. The delight of God is not in that. He said, but the sacrifice that he accepts is what? Is a broken spirit. A spirit that is broken, a heart that is broken. He said, that one, God will not despise. Now, this is solution hour. As a Christian, as a person that you are seeking the face of God. Now, sometimes when we say seeking the face of God, or when we say prayer, prayer means seeking the face of God. Let me give you a perfect example of what seeking the face of God means. You know, if you are a man here, when a man sees a woman that he likes, and then he has interest in this woman. Now, whenever the woman is around, he will have to adjust some aspect of his lifestyle. Maybe normally he can just put on singlet and walk around the street. But the day his interest towards that particular woman is kindled, he would want to, there's a way he will not live his life. In fact, sometimes he will even have to change his diction. He will have to now dress well. What is he trying to do? He's trying to impress. Now, that is the meaning. But what does it mean? It means he's seeking the face of that woman. He wants to attract the attention of that woman. Now, that is the same similitude to which seeking the face of God means. When you want to seek the face of God, there is a way you have to pattern your life to, so that the attention of God can be attracted. So now what God is saying here now that now it is not in your outward, adjustment. For example, now everybody is here today. We are all in church today. But the reason why we are in church are different, just as our faces are different. And the way our faces are different, that is also how God is going to attend to our needs. There are some people that God will attend to instantly. Am I together here? There are some people that God will attend to later. There are some people that God will not even attend to at all. What? At all. Now, what is influencing this reaction by God is a position and a state of our heart. This is the reason why Solomon advised us. He said that we should guard our heart with all diligence. For out of it are the issues of life. You know, if you read the book of Proverbs chapter 29, verse 18, he said, as a man thinketh in his heart, so he. So the heart is what God relates with. God does not really relate with what we do in the physical, because what we do in the physical can be very deceptive. You know? What we do in the physical can be very, very deceptive. A witch confessed one day in a particular church in my place. And one of the things the witch confessed, this woman is a very ardent church goer. But when the power of God hit her and she began to confess her deeds, one of the things she confessed is that because people know her as a prayer warrior, people know her as a fervent Christian. Now, but one of the things she confessed is that time that people are praying in the church and pastor release my prayer point and everybody is praying. In fact, when you sometimes she they pray the prayer fast. She said that time that you see her demonstrating and praying as if she is a spirit. So what she's doing is that she's using her witchcraft to scatter the prayer for that people. Hallelujah. Now, so this is the reason why God said, because you, if you are God, by looking at the person physical, when you see her, you will say, this one seriously in prayer. Let me go. Say, that's the reason why God does not deal with the outward. God is dealing with the heart of men. He is dealing with the intention of men. There are some things we will see and say, this person didn't do it. It's wrong. It's not correct. God does not look at what you are saying. God is looking at the intention of the heart of the person. This why God was able to look at David, not because David was a perfect man, but because David is somebody who was able to master the art of having a good motive for doing everything, especially the things of God. So even though those things at the end they turn out with a wrong output, God actually does not look at the output. He looks at what? The heart of men. So as Christians, we must make sure that by all means we ensure that our heart towards God, our heart towards our brethren, our heart towards the house of God, our motive is always what? Right. Because if your motive is right, you are right before God. It doesn't matter how people interpret you, it doesn't matter how people mistake you to be, it doesn't matter how people manipulate the thing. That is very important. And this is what will now lead to your prayer to be answered. So you are praying for God. God bless me. God bless me. I need million. I need. And then when God says, okay, this sister that has been evil disturbing us every day, let us attend to this person today. And then they now look, when they look at your heart, the reason why you are asking God for blessing is for you to show off. Maybe there is somebody that offended you in 1997 and you have promised yourself that one day you are going to deal with that person. You lock him up. That is the reason. Yes, some of us. That's the reason why we want God to bless us so that we can buy our car and splash it on people's body. You see, some of us, we want God to bless us so that we can brag and come and show that the hand, yes, those are the things that are being doing what? Some of you, inside the little what you are praying for, God is not inside. God does not have a benefit in the things that we are seeking Him for. So, and those are the things that God looks at. You are asking for husband. If you have husband today, after you are married, will you still serve God? You want to travel abroad. If God answers your prayer, travel abroad, will you still be committed in church? There are some people, even right here in our midst, that when Sapa hugged them, they were in church 247. But immediately, half of their prayer, not before prayer, immediately half of their prayer answer. People church no see their shadow. That person will not come again tomorrow and say, God have mercy. Hallelujah. So this is what he telling us. He said the sacrifice of God, is what? Is a broken spirit, a broken and a contrite heart, a contrite heart. A heart that does not have any blemish, a heart that does not have any defect. That when God looks at your heart, the only thing He sees in your heart is genuineness. The only thing He sees in your heart is that when God looks at your heart, He sees Himself in your heart. So what do you have in your heart? Is God in the plan that you have? Is the house of God in the plan that you have? Is the work of God in the plan that you have? Does your neighbor, people around you, are they factored into the reason why you want God to bless you? The broken and the contrite heart, God will not despise. In that one for that to say, now, if we have settled the heart matter, if the matter of the heart has been totally settled, He said, then do good in thy pleasure unto Zion. You can call it do good in thy pleasure unto Sylvester. So if the heart has been settled, then we are able to settle the matter of our heart. Now, another aspect of our heart that we will have to settle is the matter of mentality. Now, your mentality matters a lot. In fact, it is your mentality that will actually reveal your reality. What is mentality? Mentality is the pattern with which you think. Now, you are praying. Now, what you are praying, how do you think? You are praying for God to bless you, yet you still have poverty mentality. Because it is the way you believe that you live. and it's the way you think that you want, that you believe. Now, do you believe that what you are asking, even before you ask, God has given it to you? Because that is what God said. God said that before we ask, we should even believe that He has given to us. Do you believe like that? Now, when you believe like that, you definitely live like that. Hallelujah. And how do we know the way you think, the way you talk? You know, there are some people that talk and they say, oh, now like this I did. See my life. My life don't bend. My life not like this. Now, the way you have said it, that is how it will be unto you. Because out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. So I don't know you by the prayer you are praying. I don't know you by, I know you by the words you say. So, what you are, the life you are living today is a product of what you have said yesterday. I've told us here many times without number that and it is scriptural. He said the power of life and death is where? Is in the power of what? Of the tongue. So when you finish praying, do you now counter your prayer by things you say? Do you not destroy yourself by what? The things you say about yourself. Now, all these things are an effulgence of the heart. Now, you need why this afternoon, the first prayer, maybe your 2-3 prayers, the first prayer we're going to pray is that, oh Lord, correct my heart. Correct my heart, correct my mind, correct my mentality, correct my thinking process, correct my perspective, correct my paradigm. Everything that has to do with my heart, Baba, correct it. Because out of the heart are what? And the issues of life. Whatsoever you have not concluded in your heart can never come out of your mouth. And what comes out of your mouth is actually certainly what you will do. I want to get here now. So, if you are somebody who, this is the reason why the Bible has encouraged us to always be positive. So whatever you want to see, that is what you should say. I'm going to tell us here, listen carefully. What God used His word to create the world. And now He has handed power over to you for you to use your own word to create your world. Your word. W-O-R-D. To create your world. W-O-R-L-D. Just as He used His own word in the book of Genesis to create the world, He's expecting to create your world. When you are not, this is the reason why God has said this thing carefully. God has said that He's going to judge every idle word that we say from our mouth. Do you know why? God's intention for what? And for creation, nothing else. This is the reason why prayer is powerful. This is the reason why curses are powerful. Simple. This is the reason why when someone blessings are proclaimed, they are proclaimed to what? Curses are proclaimed to what? Every other thing fall into these two things. It's either it is falling into a blessing, or what you are saying is falling into what? A curse. So be careful what you say. I don't think that what you are saying is upon you only. What you are saying is upon you, your generation, and you will, that's the reason why you will give accounts. So all the things we say, all the time we quarrel, all the time we fight, all the time we abuse people, all the time we say nonsense, both to people and to ourselves, it is being written. All the time we say good things, both to ourselves and others, it is also what? Written. That angel that has been assigned to keep record, he is not tired. He is keeping record every day. But what leads to what we say? What is in our heart? So can we stand up on our feet now? And we begin to pray now. Oh Lord, repair my heart. Correct my heart. Correct my mind. Correct my mentality. Anything that is wrong in my thinking process, anything that is wrong in my mentality that can affect my life and affect my relationship with you,